Hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and just record my first video here, so we'll see how it goes. Today I wanted to do a retro react, fashion haul style, with Miss Anna O'Brien, also known as Glitter and Lasers. I recently only became aware of Anna, and to be honest, I took an absolute deep dive on this woman. I'm fascinated, not only by the person she is today, but being able to see this evolution from who she was. We're just now seeing how the social media personality influencer lifestyle is affecting people in the longer term, and so I thought I'd just start off with something fun. I haven't seen this yet, but I do remember, so this is entitled LuLaRoe is a Waste of Money from 9 years ago. I do remember when LuLaRoe was really big, especially with suburban moms. Me being the mom of a toddler at the time, I was gifted countless numbers of these leggings for my daughter in varying degrees of cuteness. It's also an MLM, so don't love that. Definitely a waste of money, though. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Boop the like button, subscribe button if you'd like. I'm totally just figuring this out as I go, so if you'd like, take this little journey with me and let's get started.
Hey everybody, I'm coming at you from my apartment au naturel. I've just woken up and I've had some things on my mind, so I decided to go extremely out of my...
Is she like hungover or something? She sounds a little... I don't know. We'll just go.
Comfort zone to talk about this today, so please understand I'm a very positive person, but this is a negative subject, and I am only talking about it because plus size clothing is already really hard to find and to fit and etc. So when new brands jump on the scene and promote themselves as plus size brands but don't do the work to properly have clothing for plus size individuals, I feel like I have to say something about it. One, because I don't want girls wasting their money on crap that's not going to fit them and isn't made for them. And two, these companies are never going to fix their practices unless we call them out on them. So it sucks, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Okay, so this is the thing. Is Anna of 9 years ago was a completely different person than the person she is now. Like, she seems really genuine here. Like she actually does care, and she actually does want to provide something good for other people like her. And I think this is part of that part of Anna that gained a following in the first place. Anyway, we'll continue.
So into the meat of the discussion. Today I'm going to talk about LuLaRoe. LuLaRoe is a marketing pyramid scheme. I'm not going to pretend it's not. You have a consultant, they have sub-consultants.
Okay, 10 points for calling that out straight away. Previous Anna. Go you. Love it. Continue.
They get stuff in the mail and they sell it to you at parties and in these odd Facebook events. If you haven't heard about it, if you look on social media, they're all over that. Their social media game is very strong, and they claim to have really great options for plus size girls. Now, I'm pretty open and honest about my sizing. Typically, I wear a size 20, 22 on the bottom, and on top, I'm wearing about an 18, 20, which puts me...
Okay, and this is really interesting because I believe she used to be pretty transparent and honest with herself and her viewers about this. However, if you know what Anna looks like today, homegirl still insists she's a size 22. And it's just okay.
Pretty much smack dab in the middle, maybe to the little bit larger side of the plus size range. Now, I haven't been to a plus size store yet that doesn't offer something that fits me well. Enter LuLaRoe. So I was really excited because I love print and fabric, and that's what LuLaRoe is about. I'm going to just show you guys some images of their products that they put on their website. And note, they are using a plus size model, which is great. These are not your traditional girls. These are all things I'm really, really supportive of. So when I saw these images, I was like, damn, like I need to support this brand. Like I need to buy things, I need to do a haul. and I need to talk about them so that more girls find them because they look like they've got really great clothing. LuLaRoe has some weird ass ways of buying stuff. Like, there's no other way to say it. It's weird. So in short, what you do is you can either be at a party, like a Tupperware party, which I get, multi-level marketing 101 party stuff. The second way you can do it is a Facebook group. So they have these parties where, like, for 2 hours on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock. They're always at bizarre, strange times that, like, the normal person is not sitting at home trying to buy leggings. Like, let's be real about it. My favorite is, like, parties that start at, like, 8 p.m. on Friday. I'm sorry, sir. I'm drunk. I am not going to be buying leggings. Or maybe I will be buying leggings. But if it's too complicated to figure out, probably not. So they have these parties. They're closed groups, so you first have to, like, find a way to get into a group. Then once you're in a group, you can get into, like, a billion other groups because there's, like, single consultants and groups of consultants. It's really confusing. Like, honestly, it's really confusing and it doesn't make much sense.
Okay, if you've seen the LuLaRoe documentary, I believe it's on Amazon, perhaps? Amazon, Netflix, one of those things. You can Google it, you'll find it. These were wild because people, they had what was called, like, their whales or something, or their unicorns. The special pattern or legging that just everybody wanted. Because here's the thing, is consultants, they had to buy, like, a certain number of pieces. And I think that they could decide, like, what kind of pieces, like, was it a pant? Was it a skirt? Was it whatever? I believe. I could be completely wrong. But they couldn't decide on the patterns. And so you might get, like, one or two, like, really awesome things, but the rest might be just horrendous. I'm sure we'll see some of them in here. And so, like, people, like, if they had something they just absolutely couldn't get rid of, they would go to these groups and try to resell either to, like, individuals or to other consultants or whatever. Because the other thing is this kind of MLM, you had to, the people had to buy the merchandise. Like, oh my gosh, you have to watch this documentary. You see people who had, like, whole rooms, garages, like, taking out freaking mortgages and stuff just to pay for all of this inventory of this ugly ass MLM scheme. It's wild. So I highly recommend it. It's really interesting and it will blow your mind.
But you get into the group, they use Facebook photo albums and they organize them kind of by the style. And the way LuLaRoe works for fabric and fashion in general is all the cuts are the same. Well, at least they're supposed to be. We'll get to that in a minute. And
okay, I'm going to stop adding my commentary previously before she says stuff because obviously she's about to explain the same thing I just did. But here we go.
They change the prints every so often. I think they only print 2,500 of any print in any item. So there's only 2,500 leggings in a certain print. So consistency is their model, which is really important because they'll get to that in point 2. They're selling to people based on the fact that the item should always fit you and the prints change. So if you're, you know, a traditional stay-at-home mom, you know that this shirt will always fit you and you can just buy different prints in it. At least that's their model. So you get into this group, they put all the images up, and then to buy the items, you comment sold, like at the under the image, and you have to be the first person to comment sold. And if someone's already commented sold, you can write next sold, which means if that person doesn't pay, you get the option to pay for it. Now, the weird thing is some people leave their albums up all the time, but yet you can only buy during certain hours, which is like, I don't know how many things I commented on, but I wasn't allowed to buy them because technically they weren't on sale. I'm sorry, if you put clothing in front of me and I can't buy it, failure number 1, because I'm an impulse buyer and I can't wait for a party. I need to, like, be able to buy them when I want to buy.
Anna with a little bit of self-awareness there. Go Anna.
I'm in shop mode. So that first thing didn't make sense. Once you do copy sold, you have to fill out this Google form to purchase the item, and then you have to remember all the items you commented on. So, like, if you commented on 30 items. You have to remember every single one of those. So you literally have to keep like a spreadsheet open while you shop of who you bought for. And this is with one consultant. Now imagine you're shopping at what they have called these like multi-consultant sales, which is like 30 consultants selling to one group of people. So you join, maybe there's 2,000 people, and then you can see all of the consultant stuff at the same time. But now you have to remember, what did I buy? What consultant did I buy it for? And oh, did I buy it at the right time? Because maybe I've wasted my time keeping track of all of this because it's not for sale. Let's get even weirder here. Consultants don't have the same things. Since the patterns are all different, you literally do need to shop like 30 consultants gear, because your consultant is probably going to be composed of 80 things that are fugly and one thing that's cute. And that's like another thing that really bothered me about LuLaRoe. 90% of their prints are hideous. And you can tell that the women are having a hard time like offloading these fugly items because they're sitting there and they're there week after week. I did this for a month and I saw the same fugly print.
I really think we need to bring back the word fugly. I mean, it's so apt. Also, like this Anna, I feel like her and I like would have gotten along great back in the day. Like I said, like this is the Anna that I think so many people liked. Let's continue.
Sit in multiple stores for weeks, and all I could think is, okay, I get limited edition prints. I think that's a smart idea, but don't make fugly prints. Duh. Like who? Anyway, sorry, I have to like shake it off because I'm so angry at LuLaRoe. Literally, so much of my time and money wasted. So, once I finally like actually purchased things or thought I purchased things, I sat back and waited for confirmation. So I waited and waited and waited. And one lady sent me like 30 invoices for one pair of leggings. Like literally every 4 hours, I got an invoice from this lady. And I emailed her and I was like, hey lady, your credit machine doesn't work. Like I've used all of my cards, all are active, checked with the banks, none of them are working. How can I pay for these if your credit system just doesn't work? And she's like, oh, sometimes Audrey, yeah, the platform for paying your stuff has a name. It's called Audrey, and they actually refer to it like it's a girl. Like there's a real live girl taking your credit card information instead of some crappy machine that doesn't work. Anyway, so I had to like walk her through another way to pay her, which is like the worst experience ever. And that's just because I was so like committed to doing a haul of this brand because I wanted everything to be great. And I figured all of these roadblocks were like consultants' poor experience and not a reflection of the clothes, because if the clothing is selling really well, then it must be so great that all of this crap that's in the middle ground, like it's just something you have to deal with for amazing clothing. So I walked her through the payment process. I got it fixed. Once I figured that out, I figured out I was gonna have to do it for every consultant, which I did. And finally I got to one consultant that actually had her crap together, already had a payment system for, you know, outside of their payment system that worked. I used her system, and honestly I'm gonna link to her down below, because if you decide after this video you still want to try LuLaRoe, and please God don't, because it's the worst, but if you decide you do, she's the only consultant I will work with because she's the only one that actually knew what they were doing and gave a crap. So that's that. So I have finally ordered everything, and I'm like, I'm not ordering anything else. I don't even know what I've purchased because there's been so many moving parts, so many people, so many times I've commented and sold. I don't know who's responded back to that comment I've sold with an invoice, because nothing's really clearly matched at all. So I just know that I've spent about $250 and I'm waiting for whatever the hell actually got processed, because I have no clue, because again, it's not organized and it's literally like the wild, wild west, which is how I think they get people, because they confuse you into buying more because you don't actually know what you bought and the invoices are kind of confusing. So I wait and I get my first pair of item, which is a pair of leggings. So let me show you these leggings, because it's kind of hilarious. I paid $28 for these leggings. To give you an idea, that's what you would pay for a pair of leggings, not on sale, which most stores.
Okay, that's a really good point. I remember these things being, I mean, I never bought them. I was always gifted them by my sister, who love her to death, but she was one of those people that if you were selling something and you were her friend, she's going to help you out and she's going to give you the biggest order. I mean, actually, it's really interesting. Part of my interest about Anna is that my sister, my older sister, is very similar to her. She at one point was probably over 600 pounds, but even their voices sound the same. It's wild, and it's just wild. But yeah, I remember like she'd spend money she didn't have just to like be the good friend doing this thing. Anyway, that's off topic. Let's continue. I keep remembering that like on a commentary or channel, you can't go too long without stopping and saying something. This is my first time, so bear with me. Here we go.
Do you have sales? LuLaRoe does not. In a major retailer with, you know, great fit models, kind of experience in plus, etc., etc. So I was expecting for $28, which is way too much for a pair of leggings, in my personal opinion, for these leggings to be amazing. And everyone's like, oh my God, the leggings from LuLaRoe are so amazing. So I was waiting for I was sold the dream, and I was waiting for it to come true. And let me show you what I got, because it's a piece of crap.
Okay, I will say I don't know about any of the quality for anything like for adult sizes, but the ones I had for my daughter at the time, she was like 2, 3, she wore the crap out of some of these. Like, I mean, they actually were pretty soft. You know, I didn't really necessarily care if they were ugly because, you know, she's a toddler and their stuff's going to get crap on it anyway, right? Who cares? They were fine quality, but I could see for bigger sizes, the quality and fabric and stuff being far more of an issue. So I'll be interested to see what she thinks.
These are the leggings I got. This is the first pair I got. Now I did get another pair, which we'll talk about separately. So the first thing that I loved is that, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, Jesus, what is that pattern? And is that right in the crotch? Number one, I see the hole. Okay, I see the hole, right? I wonder if that was there when she got it. But no. When you're working with something with a nape, which is what this is called with the fabric, you got to match that up. You got to match it up on seams. And this is in the Lula Rich documentary as well. But there's like a whole subgenre of the crazy stitching and how the pattern ended up being stitched on these leggings and the position of it. Hilarious.
But my leggings came complete with holes there, and just across the butt in general. This is because it's made with really cheap fabric. So I was like, oh great, so complete with holes. I didn't know they made distressed leggings like they made distressed jeans now. So then I started looking at the leggings themselves. Look at how it's sewn together. Who the hell did the seaming? Like seriously, this is the worst seaming on a product ever. Like, yeah, I want a giant unshapen triangle mass on my vagina.
Vagina. Anna, you're funny.
Thanks, guys. That looks awesome. Right here at the waistband, this could have been centered and perfect. It's off again. Like literally, all they had to do is shift it just to there, and look how much better the waistband now looks with the pattern in the right place. I'm paying $28 for a piece of fabric that already has holes in it, that is cut terribly. Like, if it was off a little bit, I get it, but this is like not even off a little bit. What this is called is whoever is making this is trying to cut as many from the fabric as they can, which means it's a low-cost producer. Fine. If you're a low-cost producer and you want to charge me $10 for a pair of leggings, I get it. But if I'm paying $28 for a pair of leggings, it damn well better match up. That's bull.
It is, Anna. It is BS. I absolutely agree with everything she's saying here. That is quite atrocious. And yeah, when you're paying more than whatever, $10, $15 for, you know, you expect something a little bit better. But it's another reason why this fast fashion crap is just so horrible for everybody and the world, and it's just bad.
Bullshit. I'm sorry. Additionally, these leggings are tall and curvy, and they're supposed to fit anywhere from a 12 to a 22. I was able to get these on, but they have no butt coverage. And all I could think is maybe for a size 12, this does cover their butt. But for me, I could never wear these. They're soft, but they're not like the greatest thing I've ever felt. I've had pajama pants that are like more comfortable. They're okay. They're not great. Like I don't get when everybody was like, oh my God, these are the best things ever. So I was like really confused. So then the second pair came. It was probably just a fluke with the first pair of leggings. Let's check out the second pair. I couldn't even get them past my calves. So I pulled my sister in, who's a size 12, and I said, hey, can you try these on if they fit you?
Okay, Anna Lore here. I know that she had a, I believe, younger sister who passed away, I don't know, in the last 5 years or something like that. And this was filmed 9 years ago. I am curious, just out of my own crazy curiosity. I'm curious if this is the sister. If you're not familiar with Anna O'Brien and any of her lore or history, both, I believe, her mother and one, like her, I don't know how many sisters she has, but a sister, both passed away from obesity-related complications. So this is something that is, you know, part of her family. So anyway, I'm curious.
They're yours. Let me know what you think about them. She pulls them up and she walks out, and my sister is pretty funny, and she's like, boop, 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 because her butt crack was hanging out the back of the leggings. So not only were they way too small, but her booty was like not even covered. So that answered my questions about a size 12 wearing these leggings. They're still, if you have any type of butt, these ladies are not gonna cover it. So she ended up taking the leggings, I think, to get a tattoo in, and then just throwing them away afterwards. So another like great use of $28 there.
Okay, also, side tangent again. So, Anna was raised in the LDS church. Now, I don't know anything about how, like, devout they were or how serious they took it or yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty sure she's not associated with it anymore. And obviously, the sister who got a tattoo wasn't either. But also, interestingly, LuLaRoe was founded by a very well-known Mormon family, at least the woman, Diane, I believe her name is. She is part of like a well-known, well-connected Utah Mormon family. I believe they're what's called pioneer stock. Okay, side tangent also. I have a degree in religious studies, and so I think religion is just fascinating, and I just love it. So this is one of those I also learned a lot about. Anyway.
Leggings that were good enough to be worn once and then shocked. So you can see that my enthusiasm for this product is really just going downhill. So then I got 2 more items in the mail. Both of these items were made in the US. The first is, I believe, what they call a perfect tee, and I'm just gonna back up so you can see it. So this is supposed to be my size.
What are these patterns? Like what? I mean, I feel like on maybe a kid's dress or like a kid's pant. But that kind of pattern in these bigger sizes, and not just like, you know, bigger sizes, but just in like grown-up sizes. I question it.
And it's supposed to be a baggy, loose cut shirt. It's definitely fitted on me. It doesn't fit me at all, and I definitely ordered my size. And the other thing that's super confusing about LuLaRoe is every item is sized slightly differently. Like nothing's consistent. So you have these things where they're like, get it size 2X in Julia, and a 1X in Perfect Tee, and a large in a cardigan, and da-da, and it's like, whoa, one size. Give me one size, and give me a size chart. Also, they'll say like size 18-20, but they won't say like what those measurements are. What is a size 18-20 for LuLaRoe? Because as you know, when we play the sizing game, like that could be anything.
It's a very, very fair criticism. Absolutely, Anna. I'm 100% in agreement with you here.
So this was super depressing as well. I was like, well, I think this was $35. So I was like, okay, well, at least the pattern matches up. The cut looks okay. I can still wear it until I looked at this. you can see completely through it. Like, it's not even kind of see-through, it's like major see-through. And I don't know if you can see it so well because the light's not great today, but like literally terrible.
Oh yeah, that's really bad. And is this, what is this here? Is that like just a thing, or is that like a defect on there? Is that a, I don't know. Oh my God, it's like, it really is. It looks like one of those sheer like blouses almost, but it's supposed to be like a, what, like a cotton what is, oh, that's really bad.
Well, there you go. See? You see my face through the fabric?
I do.
It's a waste of money. So again, this is something I would definitely pay $5 for, but not something I would pay $35 for to buy a see-through t-shirt that's ill-fitting. So then I got one more item came in, and it's the dress I'm wearing right now. And I'll tell you what.
Okay. You know what? I'll see how she feels about it, but just off the top, I don't hate it. It obviously, it looks comfortable at least, and it doesn't look too tight on her, which can be an issue sometimes with our dear Anna. And you know, the color's not bad on her either. I mean, the hair's really, really like white blonde here, but it's not bad. I personally wouldn't wear the little like belt thing that she's got going on, but I also understand like other people have an urge to accessorize things, whereas I just, I don't. That's not my, I just don't. But it's cute. It's cute. It could be a million times worse. And here's the other thing too, is it is not super duper short. Sometimes with Anna, we get very, very short hemlines. This is good. I don't think it's bad. Let's see what she thinks.
I like this dress. It fits me well.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Is it, I think I paid $60 for this dress.
Oh, hell
Is it
no.
a $60 dress? No. Mm-hmm. Is it a $25 dress?
Sure.
Yeah. It's something I'd expect to buy at Old Navy or...
Yes.
Old Navy. Actually, Old Navy is the only place I would expect to buy something like this. It's standard cotton fabric. It's cut okay, not great. It fits my body well, but you know.
I mean, the only thing which, like, whatever, to each their own. Like, to me, it looks like in the arms, I would be bothered by, like, they look just snug and, like, just restrictive, kind of. That would drive me absolutely nuts. I'd probably, like, cut the arms off. No pun intended. Anyway, yeah, it's not bad, but $60, I mean, even 10 years ago money, too much.
No, it's more out of luck. It's kind of cut for a pair. It's a little weird in the shoulders. You can see the seams are rising here because it's not cut correctly, but I can camouflage all of these things. So it's an okay purchase, but I wouldn't have paid $65 for it. This thing's like crap for that price. I
do like the little pocket. I really love little pockets like that because, like, unless you're an old man with, like, glasses, like, what are you going to put in there? What are you going to keep in that little pocket? It's cute, though.
I spend $65, I'm going to buy something really nice at, like, a Torrid or an Eloquai or ASOS, like somewhere that's really going to cut well for my body and I know it's going to fit, versus something like this where it's like a t-shirt that's kind of not fit correctly, even though it's technically a size larger than I normally wear. Like, all of this is very confusing to me. So I looked online and I looked at pattern matching and I looked at the leggings and I looked at the Better Business Bureau and what people had written about them, because I wanted to see if this was a fluke or if this was the norm. And guess what, guys? It's the norm. There is so much complaint about pattern mismatching, not only in the leggings but in the dresses. Sometimes people are getting dresses where the sleeve has the print upside down from the way the rest of it is on the dress. Also, a lot of items, especially the leggings, have arrived with holes. Why? Well, the company blames quality control and that they're working with an international overseas company. Well, here's what I'm gonna say. If you're working internationally and you're outsourcing your product, that doesn't give you an excuse to produce crappy product. In fact, if anything, it means you need to increase your quality control in the country, and with a price point of $28, you should be able to afford someone that sits on site and monitors the quality of the fabric and the construction.
Okay, it has been years since I watched the LuLaRoe documentary called LuLaRich. I remember the name. But I think it comes out in that at one time, like, they didn't have enough space for their inventory somewhere and they had to leave it outside. And this is like Utah, I believe, you know. Or was it California? No, I think it was LA. I feel like around in LA they had some manufacturing type deal. So they had all this inventory that had to be left outside, and it was exposed to like the rain, and then it sat there, and they had like things that were faded, and like they were sending this out to people who were paying thousands of dollars for this stuff to be part of this MLM to sell this stuff to people. And it was like, it reeked of mold. It was like faded in weird places. You could see where like a t-shirt had been folded and then sat in the sun and bleached out. Like, it was disgusting. Like, the conditions for everything. You really have to check out the documentary. It's like, yeah.
But they're not. So to kind of sum up my experience with LuLaRoe, it was a hard pass for me. 0 out of 5 stars. Would not recommend. Don't waste your money. And let me talk about why. First, the purchasing process is terrible. Consultants range from experienced to like literally monkeys with keyboards. So you don't know what you're gonna get until you get into it. Maybe you get lucky and get a good consultant out the first gate, but even then it's still confusing with that consultant. 2, the company is not producing good product. They're overpricing product produced overseas and not overseen well in those overseas production factories. So you're getting a crapshoot of product, it's not high quality, and it's not really even great fabric. So you're paying for luxury and getting cheesecloth. 3, I don't believe the company's processes are ethical. They're running their sales process through Facebook and through private parties, and it's very secretive, and that makes me uncomfortable. Open and transparent is the type of businesses I like to spend money on because I know that they'll be held accountable. LuLaRoe is not a member of the Better Business Bureau, and there's been a lot of complaints against them across the internet for kind of scammy practices and poor products. So I feel uncomfortable with all of that. 4, they're not designing products for plus size women properly. And frankly, I don't feel like I should be funneling any money into companies that just aren't really meeting my demographics needs in an appropriate way. Like, why spend money on a company that doesn't give a crap about me and is gonna give me poorly fit, crappy clothing when I can go to a company that's really invested in the plus market and making great items for us. So I'd rather spend my money on those companies so they can continue to fund and produce great clothing for me that I know is gonna fit me. And 5, I don't like how the excuses for the company for all of their problems, when talking to the consultants, when talking to people at the company directly, their responses were, we're a new business, we're struggling to get things together, blah, 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 blah. I work for a startup. I know what it's like to be a new business. I went from 20 employees in my office to 2,000 in 4 years. I know what it's like, and that's never an excuse. For a company to succeed and really care about its customers, you fix the problems and you deal with it. And they've done nothing to fix issues with sizing, quality, sales tactics, etc. So I just feel like they're a shady business with low quality clothing that's trying to appeal to the plus size market and take advantage of our wallets. And
yeah, she nailed it. See, I miss this Anna. This is the Anna that I think, you know, I miss this Anna.
I've linked to the Glassdoor reviews and the Better Business Bureau complaints to validate what I've said. So sorry about my completely pedantic rant about LuLaRoe, but I really think it's important that women know about this because, golly, we don't all have infinite money, and I hope my mistake can be someone else's prevention of a mistake. Anyway, if you like what you saw, I will be giving more honest reviews in the future. Click the subscribe, leave your comments down below. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of hate from consultants and whatnot. Actually, probably not, because they have some weird thing about how they're only allowed to be positive ever. They're not allowed to say anything negative, which is a little weird. Anyway, have an awesome day and peace.
Well, golly, indeed, Anna. That was kind of wild. That was really, interesting. Huh. Okay, well, this has been a way more fun and a little less scary than I thought it would be, recording my first video that I intend to upload. So, um, yeah, I'll do some more of these. I do have some other ones kind of planned that are not retro reacts. So, but I mean, whatever, I'll get to those. It's a crazy time. I work in academia and it's the fall, and just if you know anything about the US right now, it's crazy. It's crazy. This is like a little mental health fun break that I'm doing for myself. So, like I said, this is my first video. If you like it or whatever, you can go ahead and like the video. You can subscribe if you'd like. Let's hit just boop the little buttons there. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please interact with my channel. That would be great. All of the quote YouTubey things. And yeah, I will upload again and hopefully see you then. Bye.